Hello there, I'm an old guy and I do maths. And today we're going to look at how you find a linear equation from 2 points on a graph. Now there are two cases for this. The first case, we have a y-intercept. The second case we don't. So we're going to deal with this first because we can dispatch this fairly quickly. All we have to do for this equation is to identify that point, which is 3 on the y-axis, and find the gradient. So we already know about the 3, now we're looking for the gradient. And so what we do is we employ the gradient formula, and we just pop the necessary numbers into this formula. So y2 is 3, y1 is negative 1, so that's 3 minus negative 1, which is as good as adding the 2, which gives us 4. x2 is 0, so we put 0 there, and we subtract x1 from it. x1 is 4, so it is 0 minus 4. And so we have 4 over negative 4, which gives us a gradient of negative 1. And this is indeed a negative gradient. And as we already have the y-intercept, we simply need to put this number beside x, and we have our equation. And this can be tidied up to look like that. Y equals negative x plus 3. That is that. Nice and simple. Now, over here, we're going to do the same thing, but bear in mind that we still have to find this number. So we're going to go after the gradient in the same way that we did over here. y2, 5, minus y1, negative 2, good as adding, over 5 minus negative 3. So what do we get for that? Well, 5 and 2 is 7, 5 and 3 is 8. That is our gradient. And so we have an equation y equals 7 over 8x plus c. Now, our next job is to find what that number is. So here we are looking for c. We'll get all of that into focus if we can. Yes. Okay, so we have 2 points which I've taken from the previous page, which we know the value of, 5, 5 and negative 3, negative 2. And what we do is we substitute one set of these points into this equation as it stands here. Now I've chosen these because they are the easier pair of coordinates. I don't like fooling around with negative numbers if I can help it, so I'm going to use these. So this is the y coordinate, 5, so we put the 5 there. This is the x coordinate, 5. They happen to be the same, so I hope that doesn't confuse you. We put a 5 there. So 5 is equal to 7 over 8 times 5 plus c. Now 7 over 8 times 5 is 35 over 8. 5 times 7. You could write 5 over 1 if you wanted to, so that's 7 5s, 35 over 8 times 1, 8. 35 over 8. Now that can be simplified to 4 and 3/8. 8 goes into 35 4 times, and the remainder is 3. 4, remainder 3, 4 and 3/8. We know now that 5 is equal to 4 and 3/8 plus c. So in order to get c on its own, we subtract this number from both sides. So we wind up with 5 minus 4 and 3/8 is equal to c. The difference between 5 and 4 and 3/8 is 2/8 or 1/4. Our equation is that. Y equals 7 over 8x plus 1/4. 1 over 4 is the y-intercept. That is what we have found. Now, I've said in the past that it's a good sign if these two denominators are the same. Well, these two denominators are not the same, but this is a simplified form of that. We could have put 2/8 in there and we would have similar denominators, but it's better to simplify this and get this result. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.